The challenge is to be critical with students' way of thinking, like machismo or racismo, and then not take their voices from them. And could you give a practical example?
I will. I'll give two examples. All right. The first example.
Ha dicho que lo importante era ser crítico con los prejuicios que tienen los estudiantes respecto al racismo, al machismo, porque son seres históricos y entonces tienen tendencia a pensar así. Pero entonces, al ser críticos con ese pensamiento, tenemos el peligro de dejarles sin voz. Y que, por eso podría dar ejemplos de cómo esto se podía dar la vuelta, pero sin quitarles la voz.
Okay. Many years ago in Nueva York, there was a man named Bernie Goetz, a white man, who went on the subway, and he had a gun, and he was afraid that these three or four African-American young people, he was afraid they were going to attack him, so he shot. And many years ago, and this was a debate through the country, like, did he have a right to shoot them if he felt threatened, or was he a vigilante?
Hace muchos años en la ciudad de Nueva York había un hombre blanco que se llamaba Bernie Goetz, y en el metro él se sintió amenazado, pensó que había 3 o 4 afroamericanos, jóvenes, y como se sintió amenazado, decidió dispararles. Entonces se dio el debate sobre si al sentirse amenazado hizo algo que tenía derecho o no.
And there was one teacher, she was a very powerful teacher, and she decided to discuss this with her class, this incident.
Y una profesora que decidió hablar sobre este incidente con su clase.
And one of the students put her hand up. Her name was Maria, and she was Latina, and she was working class.
Una de las estudiantes levantó la mano, se llamaba María, era latina y era de clase obrera.
And she said to the teacher, actually, I'll give another example first. I'm going to give one more example first.
Bueno, voy a dar otro ejemplo antes.
This was, a teacher said, okay, we're going to have a debate with our class. This side of the room has to take the position for Bernie Goetz, to support Bernie Goetz. This side of the class has to take the position against Bernie Goetz. You have to prepare an argument and come to class tomorrow, and you have to present your argument, and we'll have a debate. Well, the next day, half the class, more or less, más o menos, went to this side of the room. The other class, half went to that side of the room. But there was one young woman, right? She stayed in the center.
Una profesora dijo, vamos a hacer un debate sobre este caso de Bernie Goetz y vamos a dividir la clase. La mitad os vais a poner en el lado izquierdo y vais a defender su posición. La otra mitad os ponéis en el lado derecho y vais a estar en contra de Bernie Goetz. Vais a prepararos un argumento y mañana lo hablaremos. Así al día siguiente la clase se dividió en los dos grupos, excepto una chica que se quedó en el centro.
Well, the teacher had a good idea about having a debate about this very public issue. But she looked at Jasmine in the center of the room and she said, what are you sitting in your desk for? You were told to go to this side of the room and present your argument. And move your desk to this side of the room, please, and join your group.
Sí, la profesora tuvo una buena idea de debatir este tema, pero cuando vio a Jasmine en el centro del aula, le dijo, ¿qué haces ahí? Yo te había dicho que te pusieras en uno de los lados, así que coge tu pupitre y ponte ahí a la derecha.
Jasmine refused to move.
Jasmine se negó a moverse.
She said, no, I'm staying where I am. I'm staying in the middle of the room.
Dijo, no, me voy a quedar donde estoy, me voy a quedar en el centro de la habitación.
She said, on the one hand, she said, I want to be able to go into the subway and not have to watch my back all the time. I want to be able to feel that I'm not being threatened.
Por un lado, Jasmine dijo, por un lado, quiero poder ir en el metro y no sentirme como que tengo que estar vigilando mi bolso todo el tiempo. No quiero sentirme amenazada todo el tiempo.
She was African American.
Esta chica era afroamericana.
And she said, but on the other hand, I don't like this white man shooting mi gente.
Pero por otro lado, no me gusta que este hombre blanco esté disparando a mi gente.
She demanded the right to hold two separate opinions, two separate ideas at the same time.
Ella exigió su derecho de poder defender dos opiniones diferentes al mismo tiempo.
But the teacher silenced her.
Pero la profesora le silenció.
Took her voice away.
Le quitó su voz.
Right? She was a progressive teacher. She had a great idea, but she silenced Jasmine's voice.
Era una profesora progresista, tuvo una gran idea, pero silenció la voz de Jasmine.
There was a movie starring Jodie Foster. It was called in Estados Unidos something like, I don't know, The Accused or something. Anyway, she was in the movie. She was raped on a game. What do you call it? A pinball machine. Mm-hmm. But that movie was based on a true story where a woman went into a Portuguese, I think it was a Portuguese social club, and was raped on a pool table, a billiard table.
Hay una película en los Estados Unidos con Jodie Foster, no, en inglés se llama The Accused, es sobre como ella le violan encima de una máquina de juego. Esta película está basada en una historia real sobre una chica portuguesa a la que violaron en una mesa de billar.
And a teacher decided to discuss this incident with her class. A very progressive teacher.
Y esta profesora, que era muy progresista, decidió hablar sobre este tema con su clase.
And there was one young woman in the class named Maria, and she was working class, Latina, and she put up her hand and she said, "You know, this woman was really stupid. Go into that building. In my neighborhood, we're not stupid like that. We're street smart. We know the streets. We know where we can go. We know where we can't go. I can't understand why this woman went into this club like that. What was she thinking?"
Así, cuando la profesora estableció este debate en la clase, había una alumna joven, se llamaba María, era de clase obrera, latina, y ella levantó la mano y dijo que la chica portuguesa había sido muy estúpida, que ellos en su barrio no eran estúpidos, que sabían dónde podían ir y dónde no, que qué estaba pensando esta mujer portuguesa al entrar en ese sitio.
Well, the teacher, who was very progressive, looked at Maria and she shouted at Maria. She said, "Maria, a woman has a right to go anywhere, any space, any building, in any city, any neighborhood, any state, in this country, and not have to worry about violence being enacted upon her."
Y la profesora le gritó a María y le dijo, toda mujer tiene derecho en este país a ir donde quiera, a cualquier bar, cualquier edificio, sin tener que preocuparse de que le ataquen, de que haya violencia.
The teacher was right, of course. The teacher was correct, right? But she took Maria's voice away. Maria refused to speak for the rest of the year.
Por supuesto, la profesora tenía razón, pero le quitó la voz a María, que negó a hablar durante el resto del año.
The teacher's correct opinion took the voice of Maria away.
La opinión correcta de la profesora le quitó la voz a María.
Maria became voiceless, she became powerless.
María perdió la voz y perdió el poder.
Now, the teacher could have said something like, "Well, Maria, tell me about your neighborhood."
La profesora podía haber respondido con algo como, bueno, María, háblame sobre tu barrio.
Why do women feel that they can't go places that men go?
¿Por qué las mujeres se sienten como que no pueden ir a determinados lugares a los que sí que van los hombres?
Or are there any other students that live in the same neighborhood as Maria? How do you feel?
O podría haber preguntado, ¿hay otros alumnos que vivan en el mismo barrio que María? ¿Cómo te sientes?
To challenge Maria's opinion and at the same time, give her voice, like allow her to keep her voice, not take away her voice.
La profesora podría haber puesto en duda la opinión de María sin quitarle la voz.
In Pedro Vizu Campos, some Puerto Rican students came in and they said, "We hate black students." Why? Because they just beat us up. They were part of this Latin Kings or the Spanish Cobras, the two gangs. Latin Kings, Spanish Cobras. They were beaten up by the Araucan gang.
En otra escuela, unos estudiantes latinoamericanos dijeron que odiaban a los estudiantes negros. Estos latinoamericanos pertenecían a una de las bandas, los Latin Kings o los Spanish Cobras.
And they said we were beaten up. We don't, they black people don't like us. We don't like them. They're violent. We know we were just beaten up.